Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Shadowrun Returns. What were we doing? Things. Right, we were investigating another murder. Officer Weir. You again. How'd you find out about this murder? The press hasn't even picked it up yet. I have my sources. Listen, officer, I'm just trying to do right by a client. Mind if I look around? Whatever. I have better things to do. Like find the Emerald City Ripper and make something of myself. We've gone through the researcher's computer, and I have suspicions that this is a copycat crime. The victim here worked at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB? The National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. The idiot kept records. No, scientists don't make good criminals. Tell me about it. Some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his court master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. The comb is black plastic and has some wiry grey hair stuck in it. Blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. Computer is locked with two-factor authentication. Reaver, still working for the dead man? As you can see, we've got another Ripper victim on our hands. Looks like you've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. Yes, I'm a little tired. Bodies have been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death, unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Nice hole where his chest was. So, what was on the butcher's shopping list? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. More a look at it though. The other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. How's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? Seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. Hey, Millie Mixie. Yeah, that is a wide-ass smile. But he's probably one of the nicest people we've met in this game. And his job is just autopsies. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by the tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Aguirre's officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Who's that woman over there? No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think. Sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs, that one lady's eyeballs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting, since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that though. I'm gonna take a look around. Good luck out there. You're not a cop. She looks up, watching you warily. I'm independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? The suspicion in her voice and eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him, but I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any other witnesses? Not as far as I can tell. Not among the living, anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others. Other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard. And I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such subjects. Can you find them for me? I'll do what I can. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your hand stands on end. And when you take it off its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest. Hard. There's something... You can feel a vital spirit within this object. You will only be able to control it for a minute, but it's enough time to open the locked door from the other side. Nothing else. It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash, or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. A sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slot it into your PDA and 200 yen is added to your account. Lunchbox? Dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. The earring is made out of burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You take the earring. There is a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage, or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Sorting through the shoes, you realize that there are 3 shoes with no matching pair. A left blue sneaker, a right red high heel pump, and a left black dress shoe. The dress shoe is black, lace up with a rubber sole. Pump is a department store knockoff of an Italian brand. It is otherwise unremarkable. The sneaker is a child's and has a musty, sweaty smell. Oddly, you get a sort of shock, as if from static electricity when you touch it. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Take the shoe. feels as though you have found enough objects. Yes, here they are. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is this? Officer Aguirre trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene, officer, not some sellish drum circle. Isn't it standard procedure to contact the next of kin? Ma'am, consider yourself contacted. Now get the hell out. Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you were able to collect these items before those clods carted everything off. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. We'll come back later once the coast is clear. I can't stand the waiting, but I don't see any other choice. You sure you're up for this? If it means your brother's killer doesn't take another life, then yes. Thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. But I'm going out on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. You could say that. Good, I'll put up the money. If you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled new yen from inside a leather pouch, starts to count it out, and then shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops up on the screen. Coyote looks tense. Ahoy, Reva. You in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by Lone Star. Same old thing. I hear you. The jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushes like Stevie J ran the Scots. Ran my world when I was growing up. I remember. She looks relieved. Whiz. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of drac. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL labs ever since trying to find him. I'm guessing you have a new lead. It's not a lead. Her face lights up. She's running hot. Has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? Need you right now. On my way. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Paco on a street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of a building and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts her climb toward the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder. Thanks for meeting us, Riva. I owe you one. Maybe I can find a way to make this pay off. You never know. She brightens. Oh, hey, listen, I got good news for you. You know Sam's sister, Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Lost you. Good job. Thanks. She looks into you, her scarred face soft. Least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin Gina should be in one of the squats past that door up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up in there. In my experience, there's usually a lookout watching for cops outside and a guard at the door inside. Like I said, don't know how much firepower to expect, but these guys are nasty. So stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gina, and get out. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this. The orc looks twitchy, his eyes are rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are others. Licks his lips and nods throughout, as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi hoi, how you doing? Good day for a trip, ain't it? She leans in and whispers in your ear. This guy's a clocker, trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout. Probably has a signal device for the guys inside. You wanna go on a ride? Just let me in. I'll see you around after this. Probably see you lots. Woman is probably in her 30s, but hard times have aged her. She looks at you with concern. Don't do it, friends. Don't slot that drug they're selling. BTLs are killers. Theirs most of all. Sound like you know from experience. She pulls her hair back to show you. No implant. Then her mouth tightens and her eyes well up in tears. Oh dear, I know. Lost my husband, lost my son, my daughter. They use her to record. Tears stream down her face. What kind of guards do they have on this place? She looks around, frightened, whispers. They're serious. This place is backed by the Yakuza. Japanese mafia. Oh man. How many and what kind of firepower? There's a guy at the door, Charlie. He sells the passes to get in. He's not tough. Blind in one eye. There's another 5 or so wandering around. 2 of them are bad news, covered in magic symbols. Mean. She's amped, ready. 5 or 6? That's not so bad. You have surprise on your side. Any chip heads inside the lab? Yep, all day, all night. And they can be dangerous too. Chip heads? Dangerous? Once someone's chipped, they can send them any program they want. Make them do whatever. Turn them into whores, killers, anything. Gotta go. Charlie's an orc with an expression of boredom and one milky eye. He drains through his standard powder. Need a pass, 50 new in each, 150 for the lot of you. That'll let you come and go as you please. You can chip in there and we'll keep you safe while you ride. BGL chips are a separate cost, last about 3 hours, prices vary. Buy those inside. I want to take a look around first. If the selection's good, we'll give you 200 yen on our way out. His good eye as twitches as he thinks. Yeah, sure that math works for me. See you on the way out. The entire floor of this tenement has been given over to a chaos of technology and squalor. Across the room, a chromed-out decker argues loudly with an armed thug, abruptly falling silent as they turn towards you. The shotgun-wielding thug squeaks in panic. It's the crew that took out Stevie J's place. I told you it was only a matter of time. The man with the cyberdeck calmly speaks with a heavily digitized voice. You messed with the wrong BTL lab, Aho. This is a Yakuza operation. With a push of a button, I can make those tweakers into my own personal killer puppets. You're fragged. Don't attack any of the chipheads. They don't know what they're doing. You could hurt Gino. No civilian casualties. Got it. I have a concussion grenade. Better than fragging the tweakers if they get caught in the middle. I sucker punch you. Pick up a worn and mangled notebook. It smells of sweat and alcohol. The notebook contains lists of illegal sim sensorites and names of clients who have purchased them. Any interesting client names? Upon further examination, the client list is more than a simple list of names. It also contains private information about some of the more well-to-do or connected clientele. It may be that the syndicate behind this lab is directing certain clients here to secretly extract information from them while they are under the influence. The notebook is likely worth something if you can sell it. Save. Nice civilian casualties. Database management system. Gently wind down the puppets. You eject BTL Gino's been writing. He gasps suddenly and his eyes flutter open. He looks confused, worse than the other chipheads you've seen. His lips are white and chapped and his eyes sunk into his head. There's vomit on his shirt and sweat on his forehead. When he speaks, his words are slurred. He's burnt. What the hell? Who slaughtered me out? Who fraggin' slaughtered me out? Coyote's shaking. She looks horrified. Gino, it's me, Carla. Gino looks at her with glazed eyes. No recognition. Slot me back in, goddammit. This is bullshit. I don't want to be here anymore. Slot me back in. He looks around the room angrily. His hand reaches for his implant. Coyote grabs his wrist, stops him. Gino, no. Coyote, be careful. Gino wrenches his wrist from Coyote's grasp and he staggers back. Reaches under his shirt and pulls a gun. Coyote watches him, horrified, with tears in her eyes. Gino waves it around, blinking wildly. Back off. Just back the hell off. Take it easy, Gino. We're backing off. He presses his hands to the sides of his head, his fingers still on the trigger. Squints. What the hell is wrong with you people? We're trying to help you. This is the way you help me? Look at this place. Look at me. He looks around at the squalor of the room and glimpses at his own reflection in the machinery. Oh God, look at me. There are drugs that can help you, Gino. We can go slow. He looks at Coyote and looks at you. We'll go slow. He drops the gun and Paco quickly scoops it up. Coyote grabs him fiercely. He slumps into her arms and she rocks with him for a long time. Her head buried in his shoulder. When she looks up, she locks eyes with you, the deepest gratitude reflecting on her face. We're done here. I'm done. I don't need to set foot in one of these places ever again. Looking for trouble. Shannon's plan is the best lead. You've got to find out more about the Ripper. But getting back into the warehouse is going to require some support in case the dreck hits the fan. The Seamstresses Union will have exactly what you need, a fixer. Finding this necessary middleman and deal broker is key to most plans involving Shadowrunners. A good fixer is worth the new yen. It's their job to have contacts and know who's good at what. They'll put together the team you need. Magical support, skilled street samurai for muscle, or a Nova Hot Decker for matrix work. Running the Shadows is a life and death gamble. It pays to hire the best Shadowrunners you can.
Yahoo!
Hey, Omega. Hello. Hello, Raiders. How are we all doing today? How are we doing? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Most of you probably know who I am. I am Dark Reaver 40, Demon Butler VTuber guy. Plays RPGs and stuff a lot. And yeah. Right now we're playing Shadowrun Returns, and we are about a quarter of the way through the game. Or maybe about a third. Welcome. Sit back and relax. Cherry Bomb flags you down as you walk through the door. Hey Reaver, there's a woman looking for you. Jessica something. She's waiting for you by the stage. Bellevue type. Wouldn't order anything, won't touch anything. I think she's afraid of diseases or something. Thanks, Cherry. No charge, chummer. Why is the bar so empty? We don't get much action in the early afternoon. Just a few salarymen slumming Touristville and hoping to talk to Madam Sinful and some die-hard regulars. Madam Sinful? That's what the downtown folks call Mrs. Kubota. It's a Touristville thing. They like her to have a naughty name like that. Who's around? I just got in, but I think Coyote's cleaning the back bar. Mr. Delilah is hanging out in his usual place. The vendors downstairs came in a few minutes after me. Oh, and Bartlett's here. I don't think you've met him yet. Who's Bartlett? John Bartlett. Big presence at the end of the bar. He's in the biz. Connected. You might want to meet him. Is that guy still bothering you? You mean my ex? Shane? Yeah. No, he hasn't been in since that last time. No calls or pages or handwritten notes either. Weird. He was so persistent. I guess he finally got the message. Maybe he'll find someone at that Universal Brotherhood of his and settle down. I'm gonna have a look around. Have fun. Full of life, with a quick smile, the man tilts his head and watches you approach. Yeah, lady. What's shaking? A little this, a little that. I hear that, oh mate. I might have something for you, if you got the new yet. Time is money. I'm listening. You ever hear of the Nephilim Network? Of course you have. And in the know lady like you has to have heard of the premier merc team out there. Of course I have. And you know you can hire us to run with you whenever you need expert help. Not just any tube calling himself a runner. It costs more, but we're worth it. I am very busy. You show me something worth my time or you'll walk away. I've got a juicy list of BTL clients, straight from a Yakuza Syndicate lab. That's dangerous info. I'd rather not handle it, so how about 600? Deal. It is done. At a glance, you can tell that Sam's sister Jessica is from a different world, the opposite of Sam in almost every way. Her suit is tailored, her eyes are sharp, and her style exudes authority. Miss Watts? Jessica Watts? She eyes you up and down warily. She does a good job of hiding it, but it is clear that she is well outside of her comfort zone. Yes? And you are? Reva, I'm looking into your brother Sam's death. I was told this much on the phone. A woman who called herself Coyote contacted me this morning to inform me that my brother was dead, and that I should come to this place and speak to someone about an investigation. I'm very sorry for your loss. Thank you. And I appreciate you coming all this way. I'm guessing the Barrens isn't what you're used to. I must admit, it isn't. None of this is. She then furrows her brow, regarding you more critically. You're not with the police, are you? No, I'm not. Is that a problem? Her frown grows more pronounced. No, it's just that I don't want anyone else getting hurt on account of my brother. Surely there is an official police investigation going on. Why not let the professionals handle this? I think they can use all the help they can get. But you must have better things to do than waste your time searching for whoever killed my low-life brother. First, Sam was my friend. Second, I'm being paid for my trouble. She seems genuinely surprised. Someone's paying you? Find it hard to believe that anyone who really knew Sam would put up money. Who is it? Actually, Sam hired me himself. I don't understand. It's called a dead man's switch. It triggered when he died. Am I to believe that my drunken sort of a brother hired you to find the person who killed him after he died? Her boardroom mask drops momentarily, and in a sigh, she reveals a brief glimpse of real emotion. I left Seattle to get away from Sam and his bullshit. Now I'm back, he's dead, and I still have to deal with him. Jessica composes herself, and in a breath, the mask is back in place. Listen to me, Reva. You seem like a decent person, but I'm trying to move on with my life. Our mother killed herself last year, and Sam... Well, Sam was Sam, you know? I've worked so hard to put my family issues behind me. I don't want to see this drag on. I would love nothing more than to give you closure, and quickly. I appreciate that, but I think I'd prefer to just let it be. No one else needs to get hurt. Your brother had my back when I needed him. I can't walk away from this. Are we talking about the same man? My brother was worthless, Rita. Worthless. He used people. She sighs. She's done. Never mind. I can see that you're not going to let this go, and I respect that you are honoring my brother's memory in your own way. But I hope you can understand how emotional this is for me. Jessica's demeanor instantly changes, from reluctant to helpful in the span of a single meditative breath. Maybe you can do things in a way that the police can't, and maybe I can help. What do you need from me? When was the last time you saw or spoke to Sam? It's been ages. I can't even remember. There was a note on Sam's body. It sounded like an apology, an offer to meet up and bury the hatchet. It was signed Jessica. I wrote many such notes in the beginning, but I haven't made such an effort in a long time now. I don't know why he would have kept it. Were you and your brother close? I think I made my feelings about Sam pretty clear, don't you? You don't sound sad that he's gone. I mourned losing Sam long before he died. Show her the picture. Jessica takes the photo from you guardedly, as if it might sting her. but that guard drops the moment she looks at it. Where did you find this? Sam's bunk. Can't believe he kept this. It was one of the few possessions he had. She studies the old photo for several silent moments. What happened between the two of you? Things were different back then. We were different. We were a family. Then, after our father died, things began to change, and we couldn't get back to a new normal. With our dad around, there was always a reassuring order to our lives. But after that, everything got mixed up. You can never really appreciate the importance of a person in your life until they're gone. Remorse plays wet across her eyes, and it seems that she's not just talking about her father. Jessica then steels herself to tell the rest. Sam tried to be the man of the house. He truly did, but he couldn't handle it. And pretty soon he had spent every dime of our father's life insurance. Every dime. After that was gone, with Mum working 2-3 jobs, he spent all her money too. I couldn't stand the way he abused her trust, so finally I just had to leave. She holds the photo forward, one part of her ready to relinquish it along with the past, and another looking to hold on to both. May I keep this? Please do. Thank you. Where were you living before you moved back here? Calfrey. What brought you down there? It was less of what brought me there than what made me leave here. I felt lost in Seattle, so I moved to California to see if I could find myself. Did you? Actually, yes. While I was there, I developed a whole new outlook on life. A vision for what the world could become, and I came back here to help make it happen. Where were you on the night of Sam's murder? I'll overlook the implied accusation and tell you that I was at a fundraiser all evening. A very crowded fundraiser. Tell me about your mother and her death. She was a devout Catholic. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that she sacrificed her life for Sam and me. But she turned a blind eye to what Sam was becoming, refused to acknowledge his downward slide. I couldn't watch her do it anymore, and so I moved out. After I left, we drifted farther and farther apart. I wasn't here when she died. In fact, I didn't even know about it until I returned to Seattle 5 months ago. I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you, Miss Watts. Just as well. I need to get back to the office. But before I go, you should know that I'm reinterring my mother's body tomorrow, and I'm arranging to have Sam buried with her. The funeral is tomorrow at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament, 7 o'clock. You're more than welcome to attend. Thanks. Goodbye, Reva. I hope you find what you're looking for, so stay safe. Right, we've got to raid the stash real quick. There we go. When Coyote sees you, her eyes glisten with gratitude. There she is, the elf of the hour. Where's Paco? She smiles. He's taking care of Gina. He's got friends who know about that kind of thing. He's a good man, that Paco. Well, it looks pretty different to me now that I've got Gina back. Time to settle down, you know, with Paco. She laughs. Don't get ahead of yourself, old mate. Paco's pretty and he's been there for me when I needed him. But I don't think I'm the marrying kind. See you around. Don't forget about me if you need some backup of your own. Glad to see you well, Rita. You too, Mr. Clue. What's the state of the troops? Combat ready. Perhaps more so than usual. Tensions are up. Word got around about that latest Ripper killing, and people aren't feeling safe. And when people feel unsafe, they either go to ground or they huddle up. You noticed how empty the streets are these days? That's because everyone's either locked in their squats, holed up in places like this, or seeking refuge in the nearest Universal Brotherhood chapter house. Safety in numbers, chummer. Not that we need numbers here. I got it covered. I'll bet you do. See you later, Mr. Cluey. Later. If you're talking to me, there's business to transact, am I right? It's always business with me. I appreciate this about you. Street talk is that you are a dangerous individual. What can I do for you, dangerous individual? I need to put a crew together. You got scratch? Or are you planning to pay me out of your earnings? How much is this going to cost me? Well, for your speed, hired help will run you about 1,200 a head. If you start taking on tougher jobs, well, the more experienced the runner, the higher the rates. I can pay the runners up front. Excellent. We agree on terms. I've got some runners on call if you've got any special requests. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's see 'em. Thank you. There is one thing I want to do. Still more work to be done. As long as you end up here in the end and not on some organ grinder's table, I'm satisfied. Granted, a repeat customer means a person courting death more often than any good doctor should condone. But I don't suppose I can dissuade you from your course of action. Sorry, Doc, job's not done. Very well, let's talk about how I can help ensure you make it back alive once more. Cyberware. What we want is... better eyes. And yeah. Okay. I am mostly spellcaster, so never mind. If I was a combatant, that would be a different story. Let's take you. And let's go with Felonious. Return to the docks. You return to the docks to meet Shannon Halfsky. Although the Ripper's latest victim was her brother, Shannon appears cool and professional. A consummate runner by birth, if not by trade. She'll get the job done, and hopefully, one of the hearth spirits in this place can point you towards the Ripper. Dealing with spirits can be tricky business, but when they deliver, it's pure platinum. One doesn't have to be an Amerindian shaman to summon and control spirits. Anyone with magical talent can do it, but Shannon seems to have a particular connection to the spirit world. As you approach the gate, you know something's not right. The docks, already strange and uncomfortable at night, trigger the need for caution. Then you see it. The guards are missing and the gate's been smashed in. Let's take a phosphorus grenade. About time you showed up. Looks like we weren't the only ones who wanted to take advantage of the situation. 5 streams streak in a god. Congratulations. A bunch of mechs have locked down the area. I don't think they're here for us though. My guess is there's something worth a bit of coin left in that warehouse. Damn, I was hoping this would be a milk run. Me too. Figured we'd just have to sneak past a few Lone Star sentries. But I saw at least 4 mercs out there, with bigger guns than Lone Star carries. You there. This block is off limits. We've got a gas leak on the docks here. No loitering. This guy doesn't look like one of the hired mercenaries. Hey, are you even listening? Get out of here. Really, guy? We aren't paying you enough. Especially not once Lone Star sends a response team. Frag, knew she was lying. Told me they jammed all the Lone Star channels. Damn it, I'm out. soon as the last Merc hits the ground, the docks become eerily silent. Looks like it's the key to the warehouse. Actually, get some more headphones. You head into inside the darkened warehouse with Shannon. Her eyes have that far-off gaze associated with looking into the astral plane. When the world changed, the Native American tribes made a resurgence as well, demanding a place in the New World. They got it. The Salish Council now represents 8.6 million Amerindans across a multitude of tribes. Salish, Makah, I can't pronounce that one, and others. They've adapted to the awakening better than the other nations, thanks to a deeper connection to the world, both physical and spiritual. You can see that connection alive in Shannon now. You notice the shift in her focus as she returns to the present. She nods to you. She can see the spirits in this place. Now, you just need to find them. talk to Shannon. I will now summon the spirit. The air grows cold and the spirits of dead children coalesce from the vapor of your breath. Their cherubic faces are burned, and their lips quiver as if they are about to cry. But their eyes are round and vacant, and they glare at you now, unblinking. We are the innocents who have perished in the flames, choking on smoke. As we fell from the sky, crying for our mothers, you bring anchors to our world, which was once home to us, and we will use them to testify. We no longer see the world of flesh, Seeker, only the essence and auras of living things. Words, though, words may echo through the veil, and sometimes we may hear them. Last night, this place was filled with a scream, then went on and on, drawing us to it. It was a man, crying out for a witness as he died, and so we came to bear witness, but fled in terror before the malevolent spirit that profaned the man's remains. That this spirit was other. It was not of this place. It had twisted its way through the veil and through the dark to come here. When the other had gone, we returned to our vigil, and we found two creatures of flesh. One you would call an elf, unsullied by technology and able to channel the energies of the cosmos, yet his spirit was corrupted from within. He was dark and twisted, yet not like the other, so we did not flee. The second we knew to be a troll. Ribbons of his essence had been flayed from him, leaving cold machinery behind. His aura was the aura of one simple and confused. Between elf and troll lay the remains of the man whose sister now chanced to us for justice. The elf, his essence remains in this place, where the man died. Something has been left behind, a small part of him perhaps. Through us ye shall bear witness and hear the words of the elfin troll. Prepare yourself. Your stomach lurches as the spirit passes into you, a heavy presence settling somewhere deep within your soul. You simultaneously feel like driver and passenger, as time folds in on itself and you experience the moment after the murder that took place here the night before. You don't so much as see the elf and the troll as feel them. You idiot! There's no need to anesthetize him. He's already dead.
Sorry, Doctor. I usually put them out before you go to work on them at the hospital. Did this one volunteer too?
He lets out a little giggle. Yes, they all volunteer. Just like I volunteered for this bit of butchery. Our presence grows weary. Show the fourth item. One of the spirits stares at the object for a long, long time. It lets out a sigh of relief as if reunited with a loved one after a long absence. It closes its eyes. Its face, once a mask of pain and despair, appears hopeful. May I depart, Seeker? I wish the rest I have long waited for. Yes, go now and rest, spirit. Thank you. With the spirits gone, the young shaman releases her hold on the magical tether connecting her to the other realm. She reels from the backlash, or perhaps from the emotional toll of knowing her brother's last moments. They saw him. They were with him when he died. You alright? She takes a series of controlled breaths, only shuddering with the first few. No, but I will be. I don't want that for him. Not what those poor souls have endured. My brother deserves to be free. He will be, once we find his killer. Yes, the elf and the troll. Hydrate. Very well. We have to find that piece of the elf the spirits spoke of. It's our best hope of stopping this. Blood. This is what the spirits wanted us to find. Piece of my brother's killer. It's not much, but it's enough. She scowls at it, looking every bit like she intends to reach through the small sample and dismember its owner from afar. And perhaps she can. Can you track him with that? I can, given enough time. But I'm still feeling quite drained. I'll need to rest before I can try anything so involved. When I'm able, I'll commune with Bear, consult the spirits, and do what must be done. But in the meantime, I might take some portion of that the sample to pursue a more conventional avenue of attack. I have some friends who might be able to help. Good. Let me know if you learn anything about this elf and troll pair. And should you find them, I want to be there when they are brought low. I want to see the light leave their eyes. For my brother. I'll see what I can do. And we got 8 karma points for that. Let's get a new etiquette. Let's go corporate. When you return to the Seamstresses Union in the early hours of the morning, it seems a completely different place. Bereft of the normal crowd that haunts it, the bar feels desolate, almost abandoned. It's eerie, like the back hallways of hotels and shopping malls. But you finally have a break in your case. A sample of the Ripper's blood. You just need to find someone to help you analyze it. I missed what was done. Gathered around the intimate back bar, Mrs. Kubota and her coterie gather for breakfast, with the lady herself doing the cooking. The smell of soy calf and something resembling sausages fills the room. Ohio, would you like some? She stops. Forgive me, Alma, but you look like hell. Long night. She looks you over, noting the signs of your nocturnal activities. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. Helps when the other team doesn't walk away. No one to follow you. I can tell that you have been busy, and I see by the look on your face that there is something you need. Is this about the Ripper? Yep, found some DNA evidence and I need help analyzing it. That is excellent. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. I am certain someone in the safe house will be able to help you, if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. May I take a sausage? Take the whole plate.
Evening, man.
What's the word around town, Mr. Clue?
There's been more talk of the Ripper killings. Some people are saying they're hate crimes on account of the victims all being human.
There's more to it than just that.
My thoughts exactly. People are just too quick to label something a hate crime. Check the census. The city is still 66% humans. Close your eyes and throw a work, you're more likely to hit a human. Doesn't make it a hate crime. Still a crime though, and that should be enough.
This is the first real rise you've seen out of Mr. Clue, but he reins himself in with a roll of his thick shoulders and a smoothing of his jacket.
Don't worry, not gonna start throwing rocks. Wouldn't want to reinforce the stereotype. I'll leave you to your business, ma'am.
You've been doing a lot of legwork on this job, but it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper. The Matrix, the cybernetic analog of Inside the Grid, the worldwide computer network. A digital world, information brought to life. Inside cyberspace, your avatar does all the work while your meat body's left behind. All around your avatar are pathways to other nodes filled with data. I see counter-intrusion programs and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace has as many dangers as the meat world and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black IC that can fry a Decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy Decker and you can die. Any merchants? No merchants right now.
I was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me?
I've got a flight recorder.
Wouldn't happen to be an Ares flight recorder, would it? I have some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of it for you for, say, 20%. That leaves 2,000 for you.
I know what I have. Make it 2,500 and it's yours.
Shrewd. Alright, I'll do you a favor.
Mori,
you look like you've been up all night.
You look like you've seen some action too. Suppose I could use a shower.
You here to buy equipment?
Negative. Need a DNA analysis.
But I can help you out.
Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. He considers for a moment. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. It could decode DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use of highly expensive equipment that would be required otherwise. He brightens. I just wrote a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you want to know about it? The owner's identity. Ah, that's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence. Well, that's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via Matrix run. Will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. River, when David gives me the sequence, I'll jack in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. Thanks, guys. If this works, we may find the Emerald City Ripper. No, Drek? He turns to Johnny, excited. Wake up, Johnny boy. You've got work to do. And Reaver, if you need any gear, I'll be right here. I just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, Reaver. Need some hardware or software? Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in a science journal, and he was working from memory on only minimal sleep. Sounds fascinating. If this time later, maybe you can tell me more about it. Yes, maybe we can sit down with David and he can share his research. But let's stay focused. Here's what I'm thinking. We hit Lone Star DNA database first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives. Then we go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get into their private grid easily. I can get here into the private grid easily, but I've got to warn you, once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? I know my way around the Matrix. Great, I'll come with you, just in case any IC decides to crash our party. Grab that. And assessment. The excruciating ecstasy of jacking your neural network into the digital world washes over you, grips you, and crushes you into a singularity, and expands you infinitely. You are one with the data stream. Welcome to the Matrix. We're in. data. DNA match located. 100% match. Arrest records database. Subject Silas Forsberg. Status deceased. Profession chop shop surgical assistant. Priors breaking and entering 2 counts. Public indecency 1 count. Brought in for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. 100% match to a dead man? Let's keep looking. autopsy records. Subject, Silas Forsberg. Notes, subject was found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. This just keeps getting weirder. Usenet 1. Return on subject. Silas Forsberg. Body of Silas Forsberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for as long as a month when Forsberg's landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted the authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to reports, his body had a massive puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medications and sedatives. The man's employer claims that he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life, as is far too common here in the sprawl. And that might be something we can go on. Let's regroup and meet space for a bit. So, here's what we know. Good DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He left with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you've met. Newsnet says he left his estate to his psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find this doctor. You in? Give me a minute to collect my thoughts. Let's grab some ration. Blaster. Erosion. And medic. Searching medical records. Silas Forsberg. Medical records file for Silas Forsberg located. 2020 to 2030. Pediatric record. Partial. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born. With the aberrant physiology we're seeing, there is no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seemed to have no effect, upping the dosage. Data missing or corrupted. Contact your administrator for help. This file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most significant. It is written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Silas has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medications have proven especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly an unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimicked speech patterns in adopting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of the patient, I am assigning another doctor to this case. I will inform him at his next session. Got a name now, Dr. Holmes. Let's keep going and find out where he works. records located. Henry Hollings Holmes, MD, PhD. Current employment status. Dr. Henry Holmes currently holds the position of Chief Psychiatrist and Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital, Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. Previous employers. 2045 to 2054. Psychiatrist in residence, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. 2040 to 2045, attending psychiatrist, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. 2030 to 2040, private practice. Reality is at the end of the day contextual. And as the bit world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers, your meat body demands food and drink. You disconnect from your deck and find that Union safe house has risen. David looks almost as tired as you. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? I found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now, I have my theories. What do you think is going on here, Reva? Maybe Silas faked his death. That's a distinct possibility. What was it that we saw in the autopsy report? The face was so mangled that they had to use dental records to identify it. Good catch. That matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for it. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss, swap the teeth, and throw the heat off you in a trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. But why would he need to go to those lengths? Did the police records have something linking him to a different crime? He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True. Wouldn't look too good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Solis left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes. Employment records have him as the administrator at Mercy Mental. And the picture on his file matches the person he saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high caliber rounds get the message across. Should clearly hire some friends and go loaded from there. I sideloaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cut. I'll see you later.
for runners again. I'm your guy. Discreet service only. Shannon. So there's 1,000 to spare. Stuff to take care of first. Now let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Some stuff. Hire a crew. And we go to the hospital. The blood you found at the warehouse belongs to a man masquerading as one Dr. Holmes, and you've tracked him to Mercy Mental Hospital. Located in the notoriously anti-metahuman farmlands of Snohomish. The drive to the hospital is long and unpleasant. Finally, you reach the walled and gated hospital compound. Despite the pretense of security, the gate is unguarded, unlocked, and open. No one stops or greets you as you drive up to the large, crumbling building. Gothic ramparts top a damaged roof, cracked walls, and broken windows.
All around the building is a lawn gone wild, and only the artificial light from within speaks of inhabitants. You walk up the hospital steps and confront Sam Watt's killer and bring an end to the Emerald City Ripper. Yeah, we're good. Welcome, ma'am. What business brings you to Mercy Mental Hospital? I'm here to see Holmes. Dr. Holmes. Ah, a new customer. Please wait in the common room up ahead. I'll notify the good doctor. Hey lady, have you seen Josie? I don't think so. I know, right? I haven't seen him in days. Dr. Philippe told me not to worry about it. He says I worry too much. But who am I supposed to play chess with? Donnie over there can't suss more than match 4. Josie sounds like quite a guy. What's he look like? Well, he's big, and he's got a big gold ring. The doctors let him keep it when he got here. Stretch. Sometimes he lords it over us, but I'm sure if I had a ring like that, I would do the same. He says he won it playing for the Screamers in the Super Brawl years back. Urban Brawl, huh? It's a rough profession. Not too rough for Josie. He says he went whole seasons without any interest. He was usually playing Outrider though. Will you at least help me look for him? I have this key swiped off the day guard, but they keep a close eye on us. You could have a peek in the infirmary and see if there's a record or something. It might just be in a cool-off room and they won't tell me. I'll see if I can find something. No promises. Okay, I'll be right here if you do. Hello, stranger. You look new here. Are you new here? I'm looking for Dr. Holmes. Donnie's face blanches. I don't think you really want that. Not really. What's that supposed to mean? Around here, you don't want to attract the attention of the doctor. If you stay quiet, life is much easier. Much easier. I'm Reva. Who are you? Name's Donnie. That's my name. Donnie. D-O-N-N-Y. I knew I didn't recognize you. I know everybody in this place. Everybody. Well, everybody on the first 2 floors. Anyone I should look out for, Donnie? No, not on this floor. Only us calm ones are allowed up in the cafeteria. If you're violent, you have to eat in your room. I should go. The stench of blood and mold gets ever stronger as you move closer to the infirmary. The patient information for Josiah C. Dawson is open on the cyber terminal. Name: Josiah C. Dawson. Date of birth: 7/18/2015. Height: 1.9 meters. Weight: 95 kilograms. Occupation: retired. Allergies: none. Medications: alprazolam and roxetine. Reason for stay: post-traumatic stress disorder. Status: deceased. Patient had undocumented cyberware in the left arm, as well as multiple pieces of shrapnel in various locations. Complications would likely arise if transplanted to another host. The rest of the body is in excellent condition and can be used to improve other subjects, as well as fulfill some custom requests. Surgical card is strewn with gruesome tools. Smedarist saws and metal vices. A severed arm lies next to the zipped body bag. The arm looks human and appears neatly severed at the elbow. There is a large gold ring on the index finger, and its owner is probably the occupant of the bag. You slip the heavy ring off the cold finger and feel its weight in your hand. Inside is an engraving. It reads Screamers 2048. You find an unlabeled Trivid disc. You have no way of playing back the disc at this time. So did you see anything? Josie's dead. Dead? But I just saw him. Do you know what happened to him? Maybe you should have this. You mean he... Oh, God. Well, thanks for your help. The noise of a scratchy PA system blasts through the room. Attention, Reaver. Please report to the North Hall to meet with the Administrator. The elf standing before you may quite possibly be the ugliest elf you've ever seen. His meticulously clean lab coat, format jacket, and old-fashioned bow tie give him the look of an undertaker from centuries past. As you approach the window, he locks eyes with you, smiling a thin, unnerving smile. Dr. Holmes, I presume. You're a hard man to reach, especially considering you're dead. I'm sorry, who's dead? He acts genuinely confused, but he can't seem to drop the smile from his lips. It's alright, if that's it. Alright, if that's how you want to play it, Dr. Holmes. Dr. Holmes, I have reason to believe you're involved in the Emerald City Ripper killings. Holmes forces a sigh through the plaster grin on his face. We see so many delusions in this place, and I still I can be surprised. I suppose I shouldn't be. After all, this is a place for broken things. It's only fitting that a broken mind should seek us out. Guards? By intercom speaker crackles to life. The voice of Dr. Holmes begins to blare for me. Attention all personnel. We have a dangerous patient loose inside the facility. The subject is a female elf, but may be coordinating with other violent offenders. Use all necessary force. Neither. Anything else here? As you venture deeper into the asylum, you see that the inside is every bit as bad as the outside. Gone is any attempt to uphold sanitary hospital aesthetics. With peeling paint, cracked floors, and exposed conduit, the pretense of mental care is shattered. In this modern era, Mercy Mental Hospital is a throwback to the barbaric asylums of old, prisons and torture chambers rather than places of healing. It's clear that Dr. Holmes is spending his money on something other than this facility. You continue on. Holmes can only run so far. I don't know why I have grenades. I'd use them. intercom begins speaking as soon as you approach. Holmes must be watching from somewhere. You don't understand, do you? This is a place for broken things. But only by further breaking them can they be remade. And so we must break you. there. Yeah, that's a summoning. Nothing else in that area. Surgical cart contains a gate key. From another intercom, Dr. Holmes continues. Someone once told me that I was a broken thing, but he also said that I could remake myself. He wanted to break me down so I could put myself back together again. And I did, but only after I broke him. I could remake you as well. What wonderfully twisted thoughts must churn in a mind such as yours. But I'm more inclined to use you for parts. The smell of rotting the smell of rotting flesh, something gross. Tripping yourself a truly fine specimen. I can think of 100 uses for it. The Trivid player holds a collection of personal diaries. Some of the video files are missing. Let's play back. Got some cutout chips in last week. Tried them out on the patients with violent flashbacks, hoping it would at least mellow them out some. It was like night and day. Once the chip was installed, all of their psychotic break triggers were blocked. Ms. Yuskin has gone 4 days without attacking the staff or herself. In today's interview, Ms. Yuskin told me she hated her legs. They said they were stumpy, unattractive. I haven't done a transplant in years. But I offered to give her new legs. Her face lit up like it was Christmas. At least her cutout can block out the surgery and painful recovery process. I put in an order to the organ grinders to sell me anything leggy. Maybe I'll get some elf legs and see how she likes them. I was walking to the organ grinders downtown, and there was some kind of event happening at Mega Media. They had a puppet there from Maria Mercurial's label with a Personafix chip installed, making her an exact doppelganger. They were just using her to hawk some SimSense re-release of a Mercurial live show, but it gave me an idea. The cutouts, the body modifications, and my healthy supply of patience. I am perfectly set up to be a Bunraku fixer. If I can find a supplier for Personafix chips, I can sell full-service Bunraku, even program the behavior trees. Found a buyer for the first Bunraku. A man in the Barrens offered me 20,000 yen for the female troll I've been modified. He likes them big, he says. All that's left is to arrange delivery. Says he can put me in touch with some more buyers, if I'll accommodate special orders. These morons' lives are overrunning me. Least they could do is line my pockets. Before you is a medical lab turned torture chamber. The smell of old blood and decayed flesh permeates the room. Gory stains speak of the body's fluids spilled without regard for well-being or hygiene. There are bodies, probably former patients, trapped in hideous machines, enduring horrific experiments. The subjects you can see all appear dead. Any that aren't must wish they were. You've chased Holmes to his lair. Just as his face reveals an ugly soul, so does his safe haven, it would seem. Holmes, Silas, the Emerald City Ripper. The elf is a monster beyond compare. It is time to end this. Alright, let's give ourselves some karma. Let's do that. Reset quickness. Another intercom crackles at your elbow. One solid blow would offer a few moments of blessed silence. But this is also a rare chance to get a word in on the good doctor, who greets you with more of his chittering laughter. You are a persistent one, a fine specimen indeed. Why don't we settle this face to face, friend? Few friends for a face such as mine. Though I have one associate I would be happy to introduce you so to. Beetzel, subdue them. Holmes drops to the ground, the light in his eyes fading fast, but something keeps the shriveled husk of his soul stuck to this mortal coil for a few moments more. This is a place of broken things. I remake them. She asked me to remake her. He manages one more laugh, his glazed eyes rolling toward a workbench across the way. She was playing both of us. Yay. Then, with a final bloody whimper, the Emerald City Ripper breathes his last. Holmes's workbench falls somewhere between a coroner's slab and medieval torture device. It is decorated in the many colors of death and littered with the instruments of that trade. To one side there is a leather-bound journal stuffed with uneven pages. To the other is a poxsack, its small screen still glowing. Beneath the bench is a rolled sheaf of papers held closed with a tied length of surgical tubing. The bench has clearly played host to numerous bodies over its lifetime. It includes limb restraints as well as skeletal traction mechanisms. At this table, Holmes likely dismembered bodies, or quite possibly put them back together. The tackiness of the blood suggests it has been used relatively recently. Leafing through the pages, you find few intelligible entries. Holmes may not have been a real doctor, but his handwriting certainly fits the stereotype. Stuffed in the last few pages is a copy of a disinterment order from a local cemetery, with the grave's occupant marked as Melinda Watts. Pocket secretary. Holmes is still logged in, granting you access to his currently loaded files. Prominent among them is a hospital report from a donor program. It lists the organs beside the names and vital statistics of the recipients. Your eye catches Sam Watts' name beside the entry for liver. Also on the list are the Ripper's other known victims, along with several others who may have shared in the same fate. There is also a large sum of new yen, which can easily be transferred to your account. Unfurling the large sheet of paper, you discover a diagram of the human female form rendered to an impressive level of detail. It appears to be the blueprint for making Holmes' very own monster. Dr. Holmes is Frankenstein's kid. His chip slot is still fresh, the wound pink and wet and lurid. His voice drips innuendo, but his eyes say nobody's home. Well, hello there. Did you come to play? Yeah. You okay? How long have you been here? Of course we're okay. We're ready for a little party. You want to have a little party? A little play party with me? By a name. She's assembled in a standard config. Face of a schoolgirl, body of a stripper. You'd need some thick beer goggles to mix the work she's had done. And let's erase the program. His eyes focus and his hand raises slowly to touch his head wound. The fingers come away wet and sticky. Panic twitches at the corners of his mouth as he surveys the room. First you, then the girl, then down to his own body, which is no longer his. Sweet Jesus, what did he do? What am I? He begins weeping, his body racked in great, inconsolable heaving sobs. And that's it. As you approach the exit, you realize that Shannon lingers quite a few steps behind. Looking back, you see that she is half turned, looking pensively toward the horror show of Holmes's lab. Finally feeling your eyes on her, she faces you and raises her head in a proud, almost defiant manner. We have done much good here tonight. We have removed 2 vile creatures from this world, and so ended a growing shadow they cast upon the city. Our paths crossed and joined, but we did this thing together. But now here our paths must divide. I could sure use your help with what's coming. And I'm sure I could use your help with what I must do next. A distant cry of pain echoes down from somewhere above, and the young shaman pauses to listen to the tortured sound. There is still more work to be done for both of us. But what must be done differs for each of us. I came here to find justice for my brother, and that has been done. His spirit can now find rest. But there are other victims of the Ripper, both alive and dead, who still struggle to be at peace. Many of them are here in this place, filling the halls with their torment. I cannot leave them behind. But the spirits have something else in store for you. A different path. You must finish what you've begun. You must confront the first evil that fostered the one we have just ended. I suppose I can respect that. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Because of you, my brother's killer has met swift justice, and justice of the only sort a man such as Holmes deserved. Death. I will now set to the task of healing those he has left behind. For every madman we faced here tonight, there are a dozen innocent souls crying out in need. The spirits of the departed will also need help in passing, or else I fear they may become like those we met in the hangar, and they all deserve my help. What about Lone Star? They can't be far behind. When they enter that room back there, they'll have no thoughts other than thoughts of promotion. With the Ripper in hand, my brother will be forgotten, along with all the other victims, but so too will I. They will not be a problem. Whether that's true or not, Shannon's confidence and very presence seem capable of making it true. Good luck to you, Reaver. I hope you can find the same justice for your friend that I found for my brother. I appreciate that. Good luck to you. Alright, we are about halfway through the game now. So we'll probably definitely done with this next week. The ride back to the Seamstresses Union is quiet compared to the pandemonium left behind at Mercy Mental Hospital. Lone Star squad cars pass you on the road, sirens blaring, no doubt in response to the aftermath of your showdown with the late Dr. Henry Holmes, the Emerald City Ripper, the man who violently repossessed the internal organs of Sam and Jessica's mother, Melinda Watts. And although the killer is dead and his grip on the city is broken, it's clear he wasn't working alone. There are loose ends aching to be tied. The taxi turns onto Redmond Way, cruising past now familiar landmarks until the Seamstresses Union, in all its decadent, seedy glory, materializes between swipes of its overworked windshield wipers. Time to evaluate your next move. The Union is quiet this afternoon. Salarymen and wage slaves haven't migrated from nearby offices and suburbs to dabble in the exotic yet. Alright, this is where we're going to call it for today. Shadowrun returns. So we're about halfway through the game, according to my information. Yay. Alright. Everyone for genuinely Shadowrun Returns. I will be back on again later tonight with my time at Sandrock. We'll continue with Shadowrun Returns tomorrow. And let's go find somebody to raid. There's nobody apparently. No raid today. Alright. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you later for my time at Sandrock. Bye bye.